right, well, there is a unique tale of survival of a pretty old row house that has stood its ground despite major gentrification in the River North neighborhood.
Yeah, take a look at some of these pictures. This is from the 1870s. It's a row house located at 154 West Superior. Its owner apparently turned down all the offers to sell to developers years ago, so those developers just built big high rises all around him, leaving that two-story home wedged between two giants. Jennifer McElroy is with the Chicago Architecture Center. She's here now with us to tell us a little bit more about it. This is such a cool story, right?
It is, absolutely.
All right, so I imagine you guys found out about it when you see these massive buildings going up around this little tiny house.
Yes, absolutely. So it's super interesting, the history of River North. This little house here was actually part of a bunch of row houses that were part of the neighborhood. These row houses were built after the Chicago fire, which was in 1871. The city wanted to get people back into the city. They wanted them to feel safe. They wanted them back working. So they built these row houses for the people that were working in the neighborhoods at warehouses, factories, tanneries, breweries, places like that.
And so little by little, I mean, gentrification happened. What was the story of the original owner, and how vociferous did that fight get between that homeowner and the neighbors around it?
Right, right. Well, we don't know who the original owner was, obviously. It's gone through several families, but in the 1980s, a man by the name of Gregory Cooper bought the building, and he lived there until his death in 2015. Now, over those decades, he had many developers coming to him, offering him boatloads of money, who knows, right? Offering him lots of incentives to sell, but he just did not want to, and he held out and he stood his ground, which is quite remarkable. Now, in 2015, when he passed away, everybody thought this house is done.
Is it, right?
Yeah, it's going to be razed, it's going to be turned into condos. But thankfully, another set of people came in to save the house. Panther Architects, as well as their client Series Partners, came in and decided to restore the house and turn it into office space, which is what it is now.
Very cool. And I don't know if the producers can go to my computer here. I brought up some pictures that you had emailed to us because you actually went inside the house.
I did, yes.
And what you found inside, you said, is stunning, right? Okay, I'm going to scroll through these as you talk about it.
Yes, it's beautiful. You can actually see in that picture right before, it kind of goes down, and that's because the street level was lower when this building was built. So that was the original street level, that first floor. We have a picture of one of the original fireplaces that they saved. And then I think is remarkable. It's the original front doors. So obviously they were a little
hanging on a wall now?
Just slightly. They're a little weather beaten, but that's me.
And that's you. I love this picture, by the way. Great selfie, great selfie.
I was so happy to be there. Yeah. But the doors are remarkable. They're using them as a piece of artwork now in the stairwell, which is a lot of fun. They also said that they have a garage full of other things that they've salvaged from the house. They're going to try to use them throughout the house.
Cool. So I know everybody who's watching this now or has walked by and said, I bet that's the house from Up. I bet that's what they built the whole story on. That it's not quite, but it is. It might as well have been, right?
Right. The Up movie was actually based on a house in Seattle, and it kind of had a similar story of a person who lived there and refused to sell to developers, so they just developed around that house.
So let's fast forward a little bit. We got 30 seconds left.
Yeah.
Is there any push or any talk about other developers coming in to take over that house now, or is it safe for right now? It's not going to happen.
There's an ordinance, right?
Okay. There is, so unfortunately that house was not landmarked, but there is a push to now landmark some other homes that might be in danger as well. But no, this house is
safe. It will be there.
Yeah.
Jennifer, how many balloons do you have to get now to get it to lift off its foundation? Do you know?
A lot.
Let us know when that happens, because we want our cameras there.
Yes, yes. Oh, I'd like to also encourage everybody to check out their own neighborhoods and see where their own Up houses might be. We have dozens of different walking tours through the Chicago Architecture Center, and they can find out all the information at architecture.org.
Okay, I love it. Thank you so much, Jennifer. We
Thank
appreciate
you.
your time. You can find out more about the Architecture Center, the Chicago Architecture Center, at their website, as we said, architecture.org.
Thanks for the little history lesson and real estate lesson. It was great.
Anytime.
All right.